guys, this is Ann from ducttapeanddenim.com, and today I am going to be making some pressed penny bracelets. These are something that I collect. Like whenever we go somewhere, instead of buying something big, I look for those pressed penny machines, and I collect pressed pennies. So here's some that I've collected over the last few years. We went to Utah. I got a couple at Bryce Canyon. I don't know if you can even see what pictures on them, but so these cost 51 cents. You gotta stick the penny in there, and you gotta stick 2 quarters in there, and it's an actual penny, and they just kind of smush the penny and put something on it. Like here, I'm gonna make this one right now. This is from when we went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame a few years ago. I think you can see that on there. Man, there's a dog barking out there. I haven't heard a dog bark all day long until I start the video. So I have all the tools and supplies laid out that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna do something like this one first with just one pressed penny. And this one says, this one is Downtown Disney. I was there also a couple years ago. So first of all, we're going to put a couple of holes in it. And I've done a whole video on just different ways to put holes in metal. And this is one of my favorite ways because it's nice and quiet and it's really easy. And it's like a drill, like a manual drill. You can just screw that in and you put your metal in. And can you see the little screw coming through? And this is a soft enough metal. Copper's really soft, so it will make a hole really easily. And I just kind of eyeball it. I don't measure or anything. Okay, so can you see that? Not quite. Not quite to the edge. All right. I think I got it where I want it now. Trying to angle it so you can see. That's going to be kind of hard to see. So I'm going to twist it. Oop. And sometimes, like just now, you'll feel or hear a little bit of the metal falling out. So, okay, can you see that little tiny hole right there? Just the right size. And it's not going to matter a whole lot if it's exactly in the center or not. And sometimes there'll be a little bit of a edge on the back, so I take my sanding block. It's a vintage sanding block, and I just rub it a little bit and smooth it out. But you could use any kind of sandpaper, or you probably don't even need a file. Probably a sandpaper would be good enough, especially for copper. Copper's a soft metal. All right, so now it's nice and smooth, but I do want to make it fit my wrist a little bit and not just lay flat. So this is one of my favorite tools, and I did put this in my Amazon shop, so you can go find it. It's ducttapeanddenim.com/Amazon. You can find the tools and supplies that I'm using today. It is a Euro tool, is the brand, and it's a bracelet bending pliers. So this part here is nylon, so it doesn't scratch the metal. So that really comes in handy, especially when you're working with soft metal. And because it's soft, it bends really easily, so I'm not having to put a whole lot of pressure on there. And you can see it's just going to bend it in that little angle right there. And that should be just right for fitting my wrist. Let's see. Yep. Alright, so now on this one you can see I make my bracelets like this a lot just because it's easier, it's faster. Instead of measuring 2 pieces of chain and making them attach in the back, it's just faster to do it one long piece and come around. And I put like 3 big jump rings in the side, so that makes it adjustable. Sometimes, well, if it's just for me, you know, it doesn't really need to be adjustable because I know what size wrist I have, but it's easier to put on if this side is a little bit longer too. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. And I don't think I need a jump ring for this side because I think I can just open this link here on this chain. I hope that's focusing on there. Can y'all see that okay? Let me know if y'all can see this and hear everything okay. Yep, I think this is going to work. So make sure you close that completely, that link completely, so your penny doesn't slip off. Okay, and there I've got one side of my bracelet. So for the other side, I think I showed this to y'all last week. This is how I keep all my jump rings organized. So I'm going to look for the big, fancy jump rings. I get these on Etsy, and I made a link for y'all to follow. It's an affiliate link, and you can go to ducttapeanddenim.com/jump rings, and you will see where I get my favorite jump rings. So I'm just going to connect the 3 jump rings together. Or actually, I think I'm going to do 2 jump rings together. And then the third one, I'm going to attach those 2 jump rings to the other side of the penny. Yep. All right, so this is what we have so far. A big long chain connected to one side and 3 jump rings to the other. I just think it's a fun idea, you know, because I got these because I want to remember my my trip. I'm going to show you one other little hint. I'm going to go ahead and attach the lobster clasp to the jump ring on that side, so I can see exactly how long I want my chain on here. So again, I'm going to make it one. No, I'm gonna take it off exactly the right length, because I don't think this link is going to go through the little hole on the lobster clasp. I think I'm going to have to get another jump ring. So go back to my jump ring organizer here and get one that matches. I have one of these for antique silver and one for antique brass, because those are the 2 colors of metal I use the most. So then when I'm working with brass or copper, because I don't use a whole lot of copper. If you worked with copper a lot and had copper jump rings, you could get, you know, one of your own, or one just for copper. But I have all my antique brass findings in there. All right, now I'm going to attach the chain to the lobster clasp. All right. Okay, and that little bracelet is done. That was a simple one. So the next one I'm going to make is like this, with 5 pennies. And these all came from different places in California that we've been. Museums, what was that place called in Santa Rosa? The Schultz Museum. So that's a little Snoopy on there. So these are from our trip last year. We went to to several national parks. Monument Valley was on that trip, but it's not a national park. So we went to Monument Valley, Bryce Canyon, and Death Valley. And so I'm just going to start punching holes in these. All right, now for these, I'm going to use a smaller jump ring. And this one has a little bit of a twist in it because I like the design in it. It gives just a little added something to it. It's not just a plain, simple jump ring. Let me see if I can grab one of these. They're tiny. And hold it up there for you. The metal is like twisted, so it gives a little bit of extra design. Now, you just want to make sure that they're facing the same direction, but this one actually goes that way, so it's not going to matter too much. But you do want to make sure that the curves are going the same direction. That's gonna be, I think that's gonna work. Almost done. All right, so now the 5 pennies are connected. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 extra in the end here. Yep. And then I'm going to get a plain jump ring, because the plain jump rings fit better in the lobster clasp. Yeah, in the lobster clasp. So I'm getting one that kind of matches. Well, those are stuck together. I am using brass just because I don't have any copper jump rings, because I don't make a whole lot of stuff out of copper, but you know, if you wanted to get copper jump rings, that's, you could do that. Okay, all right, one more lobster clasp. One thing, let me show you about the antiqued brass lobster clasp. Sometimes I have problems with them sticking, so you always want to make sure, yeah, I think it's the chemical or whatever coating that they're using on them. Sometimes it makes them stick, and when you pop it open, it breaks. So sometimes that happens with some of the, when I buy a big lot of them, and I have to just kind of go through and double check them. Okay, so that end is done, and now on the other end I'm going to do the 3 big jump rings like here to make it adjustable and make it easier for me to put on my hand. All right, that one is done. All right, let's see if I can get this on my wrist. All right, I did it. All right, there you go. This one is my Utah and California and Arizona trip. I've got Death Valley, Monument Valley, let's see, there's Thor's Hammer at Bryce Canyon. That was a fun trip. And see, now I can wear this and remember my trip. And this other one is from our trip to Ohio when we went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. These are all from California. And this one, let me show you this. This one was from Disneyland. And I did add an extra little bead on that, so. All right, I really appreciate y'all watching and sharing the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye-bye.